Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin has officially declared 4 parliamentary seats vacant with barely 2 months until the election in December. This ruling means that Ghana's hanged parliament, which gave the governing New Patriotic Party a slight upper hand as the majority side with the support of an independent member of parliament, Andrew Amakwesiama, will now tilt towards the opposition National Democratic Congress. The NDC will now have 136 MPs in the House, while the MPP will have 135. Now, before this, the MPP had 138, whereas the NDC had 137. The legislators affected by the ruling are the NDC's Peter Yao Kwachiaka of Amenfi Central Constituency in the Western Region, Andrew Amakwesiama of Fomena in the Ashanti region, Kojo Asante, MPP MP for Suhum in the Eastern region, and MPP Cynthia Morrison of Agona West constituency. In delivering his ruling on Thursday, October 17, the Speaker, after a long reading, stated that if Article 97(1)(g) of the 1992 Constitution was only to apply to a future parliament, then there would have been no need for it to exist, since the MPs in question would have completed the term of the current parliament. The Speaker also noted that the previous incident where the former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Quay, expelled the former MP from the House after the MPP had informed him about his decision to go independent was not binding on him or any other Speaker. Quite happening in Parliament today. Let's just stay with politics, because the National Democratic Congress has vowed to overturn the Electoral Commission's disqualification of their Amenfi Central candidate, Joana Gyan, calling it unconstitutional and politically motivated. The NDC claims the move is part of a broader plot to weaken their chances and favor the ruling New Patriotic Party. They argue that the EC's actions based on an expired injunction are an attempt to undermine the undemocratic process, the democratic process that the country is in. The NDC General Secretary Fifi Avikwete stated that the party will fight the decision through legal channels and public advocacy. My colleague Michael Ashley was there in our reports.
The National Democratic Congress has slammed the Electoral Commission's disqualification of their Amenfi Central candidate Joana Gyan, describing the basis for the decision as void.
The September 24 election rendered the May 23 election null and void. It effectively reset the clock. The interlocutory injunction tied to the May election became legally moot. Yet, despite this undeniable fact, the Electoral Commission, in an astounding display of incompetence and recklessness and bad faith, has gone ahead to disqualify Joana Gyan. The decision to disqualify Joana Gyan is legally baseless, morally indefensible, and a slap in the face of our democratic principles.
The NDC has vowed to use all means possible available to them to fight the decision of the Electoral Commission. In the interim, they have filed an injunction and served the EC to halt all processes regarding the Amenfi Central constituency.
The court documents have been filed, and we have secured an injunction to restrain the Electoral Commission from printing ballot papers, from issuing notices of poll, and from taking any further action towards the election in Amenfi Central until this matter is fully resolved. The court battle is only one front in this war. We are not stopping there. The NDC is mobilizing, and our supporters across the country are ready to rise up in defense of democracy. We will not allow this injustice to pass. The people of Amenfi Central will not be silenced. The NDC will fight back with everything we've got, and we will not stop until justice is done and the will of the people is restored.
The NDC believes that disqualification is part of a broader effort to favor the New Patriotic Party and accuses the EC of a pattern of misconduct.
The people of Ghana must not be fooled. The disqualification of Madame Joana Gyan is part of a broader pattern of misconduct by the Electoral Commission that has shown time and again that it is unfit to be the referee for our democratic process. From South to Amenfi Central, the EC's actions reveal a dangerous intent to rig the elections, not through the ballot box, but through legal trickery and administrative subterfuge.
As a last resort, head of legal for the NDC, Eduji Tamaklo, says they are open to suggestions that will allow the EC to run the general elections without the Amenfi Central constituency.
If it requires that the right thing be done relative to Amenfi Central, it will be done. We can have the general election with the election taking place in the other places, with or without Amenfi Central.
For now, the NDC is urging civil society organizations and watch groups to condemn the act of the Electoral Commission. They have also vowed to use all means possible available to the NDC to overturn the decision of the Electoral Commission. For Joy News, Michael Ashale.
A 20-year-old young man has killed his 8-year-old brother, Messiah Akomia, in a bush near Kwamo in a Jeso municipality. After the gruesome act, Samuel Obeng returned home to inform his uncle about the murder. Now, he claimed he was possessed by a spirit when he manipulated his brother to follow him to the remote location where he killed and tried to dispose of the body. The almost decapitated body of the boy has since been found and deposited at the mortuary. Here's a report.
According to reports, the heartbreaking tragedy occurred on the afternoons of October 13, 2024, in a remote bush area about 45 minutes walk from the Kwamo township. Samuel Obeng allegedly led his younger brother Messiah into the bush, where he carried out the murder, first slitting his throat with a rusted kitchen knife, before finishing the horrific act with a cutlass. Samuel, in shock, dragged his brother's lifeless body into a nearby pond in the bush, seemingly in a disturbed attempt to dispose of the body. Following the murder, Samuel returned home, reporting the gruesome crime to his uncle, Kofi Appiah, who immediately rushed to the scene, only to find Messiah's lifeless body, blood-soaked and brutally mutilated. According to the uncle of the brothers, Samuel narrated that he had been influenced by hallucinations and voices in his head, which compelled him to kill his younger brother with the belief that he would be able to revive him afterwards. The uncle, Kofi Appiah, visibly shaken, recounted the distressing moments to the Joy News team. He kept saying, "I have killed him, I have killed him." I know he smokes, and he suffocated his brother with his shirt, slit his throat, and attempted to chop off his head with the cutlass. He says it's a direction from a spirit. From that point, I knew he had mental issues. The two brothers are part of a family of 5 children, making the loss all the more painful for the surviving siblings and their devastated mother. Ata Akusia, the mother of the alleged murderer and victim, shares a tear as she clarifies that the brothers had a good relationship before the incident. She narrates that Samuel has a history of mental breakdowns.
Ena baby J phone no se mame eye no kure na me tie me ba me voice was say oh mata menyama dwen se me kunu.
My daughter called to tell me. I did not believe her until it was confirmed by someone, and I could hear my son saying he didn't mean to do it. Kofi Appiah confirmed that Samuel is in police custody at the Fumeswaf police station, which is pending further investigations. A court hearing is expected soon.
All right, it's not happening there. We'll take a break here. We'll be back with more. Please do stay. Welcome back from the break. Now, inadequate infrastructure coupled with lack of teachers at the Kopong Konta Kindergarten and Primary School is hampering teaching and learning at the school. Now, the number of pupils at the school has outnumbered the number of furniture, forcing them to sit in more than one on a furniture than the number required. Others who had no such opportunity had to sit on the bare floor and lie with their bellies when they were to write. Authorities at the school are appealing to the government to come today. Joy News' Upper West Regional correspondent Rafik Salam reports from Kupong.
Dilapidated school infrastructure that could pass for a death trap, inadequate furniture for some pupils to lie on their belly to learn and write, and above all, inadequate teachers for the sea of pupils. The bane of Kopong Konta Methodist Kindergarten and Primary School. The school was established some 22 years ago with a pupil population of 31, but has now shot up to 321 with only 4 teachers to take care of the swathe of pupils from the kindergarten to basic 6. Head teacher of Kolkon Kindergarten and Primary School, Namani Matais, explained the difficulties they have been grappling with and appeal for support.
We have no furniture. If you go to the classroom, most of the learners are flooring. That's one of our challenges. The second thing is burden. We are appealing to benevolent people and whoever that can come to our aid.
Another issue which is of concern is the large number of pupils who come to school without the appropriate school uniforms and learning aids. In some cases, some do come in tattered clothes.
Some of them, they don't even identify in the community. They tell you they are not going to school. But if they wear uniform, it is easy identification. And that one alone will even entice the children to learn better in the class.
Concerned about the plight of the pupils, the Church of Pentecost, through its district minister of Kolkon Namo, Joseph J. Asumanin, started tackling by providing learning materials to some candidates in the basic education certificate examination. Next was the issue of school uniforms, which the church has been able to acquire and donated to pupils at a colorful ceremony witnessed by community leaders.
We had another vision so far as the vision 2028 of the Church of Pentecost is concerned, and that is, why don't we make school uniform for the children? Because when you go to the various schools, you can see that most students are not in school uniform. Most students. So we decided to work on 300 school uniforms for these young ones. So we plead with NGOs, government, and other stakeholders, other philanthropists to come and help us, at least so that our children will also enjoy good education, because they are the future leaders of our nation.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam, Kolpong.
And that's how we wrap up today's bulletin. There's more on myjoyonline.com. Up next is Prime Business. Good evening.